Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Amateur Statistics Scholars. I am still Nolan, last time I checked. Still no Luke, still no Sam, just me again. Um, it is Friday, January 6th, 2023. We're getting ready to be January 7th. Real late one tonight. Just gonna, I guess, not a lot really happened in the sports world today. When you really look at it, I mean, some really little stuff, but nothing like last night or yesterday with Chris Beard worth ranting about. But I guess all there really is to preview some football right now. It's the NFL tomorrow. It's a really big day. This weekend, obviously, we're gonna know the playoffs. We're gonna know the playoff situation this weekend. Tomorrow, starting tomorrow. No, that's not going to be the case for the Chiefs and Raiders. It doesn't matter what happens in that game. Raiders suck. That's pretty much about it. The Chiefs are still the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes will probably do Patrick Mahomes stuff, and they'll beat the Raiders. Probably easy. Obviously, everyone's attention, though, is going to be focused on the nightcap, which is going to be the Titans and the Jaguars in Jacksonville playing for the AFC South Division. Winner take all. Yada yada yada. Match of the century. Definitely not. This is a probably the worst division of football that isn't called. Well, both of the worst divisions of football are the South divisions in the NFC and the AFC. I think that's wild too. I mean, isn't that crazy? Like the Southeast and all that, with how crazy they are about football and college football, and yet they can't get it together. And oh well. I mean, especially the NFC South. I mean, I want to. You know what? This may be off topic for a second. How's the NFC South so bad? Like I mean, yeah, I guess it's been longer than I realized, but not just a few years ago. I mean, 2 years in a row they made the Super Bowl. They had a team represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. The Falcons did in '51, and the Panthers did in Super Bowl '50, and they still stayed relatively good. Not the Falcons. The Falcons are garbage now, but the Panthers stayed competitive for another couple years, and then when they weren't, it was obviously the Chiefs and Saints, and the Chiefs and Saints. Jesus, listen to me. The Bucks and the Saints, and the Bucks won the Super Bowl here a few years ago, and yet this division is the worst division I've ever seen. I think. I mean, there's no doubt about that. But I don't know. The Bucks have already won that division. The AFC South, though, really close second. It's just an awful division. Just a really terrible division. The Tennessee Titans are looking exactly like everyone thought they were going to whenever they made that really dumb, boneheaded decision to part ways with A.J. Brown and send him to Philly. Philly's unstoppable now, and they can't buy a win right now. And I'm just gonna be honest with you. I look at the line. You look at the line for this game. Jacksonville minus 6.5. I take it. I would absolutely take that. Tennessee is playing with Joshua Dobbs as quarterback. Their offense all year has been the absolute worst thing I've ever seen. I mean, they're an awful offensive team, and Mike Vrabel is going to have to make some changes this year on offense and around their scheme and everything if they want to really compete. Their Super Bowl window closed last year when they lost to the Bengals. Their Super Bowl window closed on them, and it closed about as soon as it opened. I mean, it was about a 3 year window, and that was it. You got nothing for them. I mean, that's it for them. They're gone. They're done with that. Probably. I don't see them making a run to the Super Bowl if they won't get out of the wild card if they do make it to the playoffs and they win tomorrow. Jacksonville, on the other hand, though, is a really solid team lately. A really good team. They're playing their best football of their lives right now. Young up and comers all over the place. Oh, someone's gonna pause. Jesus. They got young up and comers on offense and on defense. Trevor Lawrence obviously is just played his mind out lately, and Travis Etienne is a 1,000-yard rusher, and people overlook that, by the way. Travis Etienne, obviously Travis and Trevor both from Clemson played together in college, but they're both really, really good players, and Travis Etienne's been a great player this year for Jacksonville. But um, I personally don't see any way really that the Jaguars lose this game. I really don't think it's going to happen. Now, granted, something's going to. I mean, just knowing the game. I mean, knowing the name of the game. I mean, our name is Ass. I mean, if you want to know, if that tells you anything about what we know. We're literally named Ass. I'm an 18-year-old with a laptop and an opinion. I mean, like, I'm not a coach. I'm not an analyst. I can't talk tonight on this thing. Jesus. I'm not an analyst. I'm just a guy who is a member of a three-man sports page called Ass, who writes pretty terrible articles, probably too. I'll sell myself short tonight. Feeling a little extra sad, I guess. But I just don't see any way that Jacksonville loses. I mean, I would take the -6.5, but I'm not a betting man, so I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't bet the farm on it, I guess. But I would take it. I would have confidence in that. Again, because of how inept the Tennessee offense has been all year. I mean, especially, oh my Lord, Malik Willis. Oh boy. I think his career is probably over literally as soon as it started. That guy had a rough start, and I'm not going to say he's bad. I mean, any football player in the NFL, obviously, I mean, they're real. They gotta have something in them, and they're obviously better than me because I have never played football, never played it down. But a really, really terrible start for him, though. It could have been better for him, and time will only tell if he's able to turn that around. And personally, I don't really think that the scheme did him any favors. I think the scheme might have actually been what did him in. The whole, you know, sink or swim, short passes, run there out of the ball, yada yada yada. Boring football, basically. Don't lose this game. Play not to lose, not play to win. But so I don't think that did him any favors. Tannehill's still mid quarterback, the most mid quarterback in history of quarterbacks. Dobbs is a little bit better than Willis, I guess, right now, but he's not as good as Tannehill. So I just don't see any way. Derrick Henry have to put up about 400 yards in this game, and he's not going to do that, I don't think. But it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. There are a lot of scenarios that are getting ready to play out, and I don't think people really do understand or comprehend just how many different scenarios there are right now. How many teams could somehow make it into the playoffs? The Packers, if they win, they're in. The Packers. The Green Bay Packers. Everyone thought this was going to be the worst team in football in the beginning of the year. They looked awful. They've been awful. That's because they are awful if you really want the truth. They're an awful football team. The Pittsburgh Steelers are an awful football team. They're really an awful football team. They're way worse than the Packers. The Detroit Lions. All three of them could make the playoffs. It is realistic. Miami Dolphins. I mean, the list goes on. It's just, I mean, the New England Patriots even. I mean, it's just incredible. Or even the Jets or the Seahawks. I mean, like, who knows how this is going to play out? Because I definitely don't. Something crazy is going to happen. I'm sure it's postseason football. I mean, something crazy always happens, kind of. Even though the last few years it has seemed predictable until last year. Last year was refreshing. Yeah, with Cincinnati making the Super Bowl, that was pretty fun. I just hope that they aren't as predictable this year as they have been. I guess now that I think about it, dang. we're probably just headed towards like a Chiefs Super Bowl win, if we're really honest with ourselves. And I'm not saying I don't want that. I think Patrick Mahomes is a good player, but like, come on, look down deep in your soul. If you're not a Chiefs fan, do you really want the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl? Because I mean, I'm not a Chiefs fan, and I can tell you that there are scenarios I'd rather see, and also Buffalo Bills winning would be a scenario I'd rather see. And on that note, I guess I just wanted to point out thoughts and prayers are still with DAMAR Hamlin, obviously, as a sports community. Such encouraging news though about him the last few days. Um, I can't imagine what that is like for a football organization or a family to go through, especially during a game. I mean, you gotta. I mean, but it's just so great to hear all the positive news about him. The fact that he's breathing on his own now. I mean, miracle. It's a real miracle, and our prayers have been answered, I guess, as a community. So I just want to leave the video on that note. Again, still donate to his charity. The fact that we definitely shouldn't take for granted that DeMar Hamlin is still with us and that he's going to get to see just all the money that has been made for his charity. I'm going to link that in the description of this video. If anyone does ever watch this, it's not a very good video. This is worse than the first two we made, or that I made, whatever. But um, please donate. We've all donated here at ASS. Please donate. I can't think of a better cause, and I can't think of a better way to really end the video because that's really what's important, I guess, is just donating to such a good cause. Um, that's gonna do it. I mean, not a lot to talk about. It was a really slow day in the office. Tomorrow, though, I mean, expect a live stream around some point tomorrow night. I would say about 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. Probably gonna do a live stream, and it'll be up on YouTube even afterwards. So check that out. Like and subscribe if anyone does see this. I doubt they do. Kind of again selling myself short tonight, but with that being said, thank you for watching if you ever did. Thank you for making it this far if you ever did. I really screwed the pooch on this one tonight. Uh, have a nice ass day. This has been an ass.